Months later, Adamu woke up one day to find out his manhood was gone. At first, he did not believe it as he thought he was dreaming. But as the days went by, he realized that his manhood was no longer there. He could not tell any of his wives his plight, so he pretended to be sick whenever they want him for intimacy. However, as time went by, he could not hide it any longer. His new wife left with a new baby after 8 months. In a small Nigerian village in northern Nigeria, there lived a young man called Adamu. Adamu comes from a very poor family and he has a friend, Ali, who comes from a rich background. After the secondary school, Ali left the village to a nearby town where he stays with his aunt and works for the friend. And whenever he comes to visit his parents in the village, he would always tell Adamu and his other friends beautiful stories about the city and how much money he is making there. You really need to see the city and enjoy the good life. If you ever step your foot there, you will forget about this town. Ali told his friends one afternoon as they listened. Their faces lit in excitement as they wished to go with him to the city. Some of his friends were convinced and they went to the city with him. But Adamu always told Ali that he could not just leave his parents like that because he's an only child. You know I am an only child and I can't leave my parents alone. Moreover, what is there to see in the city with all the violence going on there? Adamu told Ali on one of the occasions he came home on a visit, but Adamu began to convince him. I can assure you, Adamu, if you come to the city, you will not even think of coming back here. The only thing you will think about is how to get your parents out of here, Ali replied. But Adamu seemed to have made up his mind about his decision as nothing Ali said could change his mind. 2 years later, Adamu clocked 21 years old, but their situation had gotten worse as his parents were aging and the household's responsibilities laid on him. He began to think of how best to escape poverty and give his parents the kind of life they deserve. One afternoon, he called Ali on the phone to inform him that he was coming to the city, and Ali was very happy. But Adamu began to develop cold feet again because he was not sure if leaving his parents was a good decision. What if I do not make it in the city? What if something happens to my parents before I come back? Adamu asked his friend Ali. But Ali assured him, see, before you come here, I want you to have a positive mindset towards life. I want you to believe that everything will work out in your favor and nothing bad will happen to your aged parents, Ali advised his friend Adamu. After thinking about it for days again, Adamu decided to move out of his village because he knew he would end up like his parents if he did not leave his vicinity and do something fast. When Adamu got to Ali's place in the city, he was accepted with open arms by Ali's aunt and her husband. Then together, they went to see Mr. and Mrs. Garba, and Adamu was employed. After being served some food and settling down, the Garbas told him some of the do's and don'ts of the household. Adamu, we do not appreciate laziness around here, and we want all our workers to succeed and make us proud. Mr. Garba advised and Adamu appreciated the couple for their kind gesture. A young girl walked in at that moment and Adamu was carried away by her beauty. Mr. Garba cleared his throat to have Adamu's attention back and he apologized. Mr. Garba told Adamu that he has two daughters and he doesn't joke with them. He asked Adamu to focus on what he was there for and avoid these girls and they won't have any problems. Adamu then reassured Mr. Garba that he would not disappoint him. That night, Adamu told Ali how much he admires Garba's daughter and that he thinks he's in love with her. This girl is really beautiful and I think I really like her. Do you know what I can do to make her like me? I'm already practicing how to talk to her, but I really don't know how to convince her. Ali laughed out loud as Adamu demonstrated how he would try to convince Aisha. But Adamu was surprised. He asked him why he was laughing when he's very serious about dating the girl. After a while, Ali replied, first, that girl is called Aisha, and second, she's my girlfriend. We've been dating since I got here 5 years ago. Adamu hissed and left Ali, angry that he did not tell him in time that he was dating Aisha. Why didn't you tell me she's your girlfriend instead of making a fool of me? Adamu asked in anger. Ali laughed again and replied, well, I just wanted to see if you can actually win her heart and make her date you, but I just found out that you can't even talk to her. let alone date her with this your attitude, Ali said mockingly. Then he advised Adamu to focus on his mission at the house instead and stop thinking about girls. Mr. and Mrs. Garba are into cattle rearing business and they're making huge money from it. The boys will learn the trade and establish their own business after years of training. One sunny afternoon, Adamu was moving the herd of cows when he heard Mr. Garba's first daughter, Aisha, talking to Ali. Adamu hid behind a tree and watched as the two lovebirds talked. Later that night, Adamu confronted Ali to tell him that he saw him with Aisha in the forest that afternoon. He began to tease him to know if he truly loves Aisha. He even asked Ali if he has intentions of marrying her because he has eyes for her too. But Ali took it personally and he warned Adamu to steer clear of Aisha. However, since Adamu also has eyes for Aisha, he began to plot how best to approach her and make his intentions known. A few days later, Adamu found Aisha sitting on the lounge at the rooftop of her father's house. He went to her and began to say all sorts of nasty things about Ali. Aisha did not believe any of it at first. Aisha, I want you to believe me. Ali already has a wife and child in the village, and that was the sole reason why he came here to look for money to feed them. If you ask around my village, people will show you where the girl and the child live. And if you don't mind, I can take you there by weekend. Why do you think he's been dating you for more than 5 years without making any commitment or seeing your parents? It's simply because he has a wife and child, and he doesn't need you. He will only waste your time. Adamu lied, trying to convince Aisha. Aisha did not want to believe. She replied, honestly, I do not think it's necessary to go with you to see his wife and kid like you claim, and further break my heart. You already made your point and I know what to do about it. Thank you. Aisha rushed inside. She could not believe that Ali could betray her that much despite her love and sacrifices in their relationship. She believes Adamu because Ali always tells her that Adamu is a man of his words and he admires him so much. Moreover, she wondered what Adamu would gain from lying to her about Ali. That afternoon, Aisha met with Ali and she asked him why he hasn't met her parents yet and paid her bride price. Ali was surprised at her question because he already told her that he wants to be well established before getting married. Aisha, my love, I have always told you that you remain my one and only love and nothing can change that. I want you to give me until the end of next year. By then, I will be financially and emotionally ready to have a wife and a home. Just then, a woman with a kid walked past and she signaled for Ali to see her, and she gave Aisha a condescending look. Ali excused himself and got up to talk to the woman as he held her by the arm. Aisha took this as a cue from Ali, and she confirmed Adamu's claim that Ali truly has a wife and child already. Ali gave the woman some money, but he found out Aisha was gone when he turned around to explain things to her. As days passed, Ali began to notice that Aisha had changed towards him. Many times, he tried to talk to her but she would simply ignore him. Ali loved Aisha very much and he had plans of paying a bride price that year, if that will make her change her mind. So he became troubled when she changed towards him. He would ask her many times if he had offended her, but she would ease and leave him standing there. Ali could not function well any longer at work and he soon became a shadow of himself. He confided in Adamu about his challenges without knowing that it was the reason for Aisha's behavior. He only noticed that Aisha had suddenly taken a liking to Adamu and the two seemed to be on good terms. Adamu, could you please talk to Aisha on my behalf? I've done everything to make her understand that I love her and even intend paying a bride price this year, but she has refused to talk to me. Adamu advised Ali to forget about Aisha and focus on becoming rich, and he won't have to fight for any woman's attention. But Ali replied, I love Aisha so much and I do not want to lose her. Maybe I'll have to talk to my father to come meet her father. That way she would know that I truly love her. What did I just hear you say? Adamu exclaimed. Did you know that Aisha is dating Yunusa? I have seen them together many times and I think you should reconsider your decision. She is not a wife material, my friend. Ali scoffed as Adamu spoke. He told him that he has known Aisha for years and she would never betray him for anything. Ali also told Adamu that he has never had any reason to doubt Aisha and she is indeed a wife material. But Adamu replied that he would prove him wrong. Days later, Ali was at work when Adamu asked him to come with him. He took him to where Aisha and Yunusa were talking and smiling, and it broke Ali's heart. At a point, Yunusa hugged Aisha tightly, and Ali was very angry to see this because she has never given him a hug or even a handshake throughout their relationship. So he wondered why she would hug Yunusa. Aisha hit Yunusa several times as he hugged her tight, but he did not let her go until he was sure that Ali was gone. By the time he released her from his grip, Aisha was very angry. She told him that she doesn't want to see him again. Why would you hug me tight, knowing that we are only friends? You do not have any right to do that because you're not my husband. What has come over you? Aisha yelled, and she walked away in anger. Junisa pleaded for her forgiveness, but she told him that she doesn't want to be his friend ever again. Meanwhile, Ali felt betrayed by Aisha, and he left immediately without answering Adamu as he called after her. Unknown to Ali, Adamu had paid Yunisa the previous day to act as Aisha's lover and hugger so Ali could be convinced that she was actually dating Yunisa. He also paid the woman with the child to come to him while he was talking to Aisha, just to convince Aisha that Ali was truly married with a kid. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, and Ali and Aisha moved on. Ali could not bear to trust any other woman after Aisha's betrayal, and Aisha also could not trust any other man after what Ali and Yunusa did to her. Meanwhile, Adamu has become very close to Aisha because she felt that she owes him a huge favor for telling her the truth about Ali's wife and child. He would always meet her for financial help, and Aisha will not turn him down, regardless of how ridiculous it may sound. One day, Adamu asked her not to account for 2 cows because he has a customer who is coming to pick them up and she listened. Aisha did not think much of it. Using this same method, Adamu was able to set up his own business by taking the cows to a nearby town and employing someone to care for them while he continued working for Aisha's father. After stealing enough cows within 1 year to help him stand on his own, Adamu began to make plans of making Aisha his wife. He went back to the village to see his parents and informed them of his intention to marry Aisha. His parents were very happy for him. They visited Aisha's parents to make their intention known, and to Adamu's surprise, Aisha agreed to his proposal. The wedding day was fixed and both families began to plan the wedding. When Ali saw the wedding invitation of Adamu and Aisha, he felt betrayed by the woman he loved so much and his best friend. He was surprised that Adamu could go on to marry Aisha after telling him that she's not a wife material. Ali also wondered how Adamu made so much money, more than those who were there before him, but he didn't want to be confrontational or accuse Adamu wrongly, so he decided to move on. He left the job and informed the Garibas that he was leaving. They were happy for Ali since he had served them diligently. Mr. and Mrs. Garba compensated him greatly for the time he spent, and he moved to a faraway village to start his life afresh. After settling in the new village, Ali cried for days regretting his actions. He wished he had taken the bold step of marrying Aisha regardless of what he heard, but he realized now that Adamu must have been jealous of their relationship and ruined it to get Aisha. Ali remembered how his brother's wife came when he was talking to Aisha, and it dawned on him that Adamu must have told her to come at that particular moment to ruin his relationship with Aisha. But what did he tell her? He wondered. At this point, Ali knew that he could not do much because it was too late. He learned a great lesson from his mistakes and moved on. Meanwhile, the wedding between Adamu and Aisha was a success, and the couple began to live together as husband and wife. Adamu continued to run his business, but things were not working in his favor as his cows began to die one after the other. I don't understand why my cows are dying these days. I am tired of accounting for losses when I should be making profits. Look at Alhaji Dantata. He just got another place for a new set of cows, and I'm here counting losses every day. Adamu would lament all day long without thinking of how to find a solution to the problem. Aisha, who loved Adamu so dearly, would not afford to see him fail. She found out that Adamu was not doing some things right, so she devoted her time to caring for the cows, and with time, things began to change. Adamu was only interested in making profits. He's not concerned about the well-being of the cows like Aisha. The cows became healthy and the death rate reduced drastically as soon as Aisha began to care for them. Adamu began to make more profits and his business thrived once more. 2 years later, Aisha was not able to give Adamu a child and she became very worried about it. Adamu was not bothered. He would often tell Aisha not to bother herself about having kids because only God gives kids. But Aisha would go to different hospitals to get herself checked and seek a solution to the childlessness. But the doctor's diagnosis always remained the same. She is in a good medical condition and fit to carry a child in her womb. 2 years passed again, and Aisha continued dealing with infertility. But it baffles her greatly that Adamu was nonchalant about their condition. At this point, Aisha did not know what to do as Adamu stopped getting intimate with her. And whenever Aisha complains, he would reply that he wouldn't like to waste his energy on an activity that would yield nothing. One day, he told Aisha to stop disturbing him for intimacy until she's very sure that she doesn't have any issue with getting pregnant. Woman, please stop disturbing my peace. You and I know that being intimate has yielded nothing between us, and it's been over 4 years. My friends who married before us have finished giving birth, while we are here still looking to have just one kid. I don't think I can do this any longer. Aisha would cry for days, and she began to wonder if Adamu truly loves her like he always claims. But Adamu would tell her to stop crying and find a solution to her problems. Before he does, Aisha knew at this point that Adamu was hinting at her on getting a new wife, since their culture permits him to have as many wives as possible. A few months later, Adamu began to keep late nights and sometimes he would not even come home at all. He has a mistress and he spent most of his time and money with her, while Aisha continues to run their business and make more money for her ungrateful husband. One afternoon, Aisha was in her office taking stock and doing some calculations when a young pregnant woman in her early 20s walked inside. Aisha offered her a seat and the woman began to talk. She told Aisha that she was Adamu's girlfriend and his intended wife. She told Aisha that she was carrying Adamu's second baby. She told her to get prepared for her as a co-wife, as she wouldn't want to birth a second child as a mistress. Aisha laughed as the woman talked. Are you sure that you know what you're talking about? Because I am sure that my Adamu will not go as far as impregnating someone or taking a new wife without letting me know first. Aisha asked, unsure of what to believe. Anyways, I do not have answers to your questions. You can call your husband to ask him. The pregnant lady replied as she got up to leave. Aisha sat in a chair. She didn't know what to do. She left the office and called Adamu to see her immediately. When he got back, she asked him if he truly has a child somewhere, and Adamu did not deny the allegations. He replied, yes, I did impregnate Amina, and she will be my wife in a few months' time. I am sure that by now, everyone will commend me for waiting this long for you to conceive, when I can have another woman. So I want you to accept Amina and her children so we can live together in peace. Aisha replied, I'm not happy with your decision, but there is nothing I can do about it. All I ever wanted was a home and a family, but God knows best. Adamu then replied, I am sure that you must have aborted many times for Ali, and that is why you have issues with childbirth. How dare you say that? Have you forgotten that you were the first one to disvirgin me? Why would you even say that, knowing that I am not wayward? Aisha asked in anger. Oh, I will say that and repeat it because a 5-year relationship is a long time, and I do not believe that you and Ali were not intimate throughout the relationship. Moreover, who fake virginity these days? Aisha was speechless at this point, and she collapsed on the chair crying. Adamu left for his room without caring about Aisha's feelings. Aisha could not believe that Adamu could be so judgmental, and she lost her trust for him immediately. The next morning, she went to Adamu's room after her morning prayers. She greeted him and asked him if he meant the words he said the previous night. But Adamu got up without saying a word. After a long silence, he told her this. Honestly, I do not understand why you are asking me such a question. When you know that you are the reason for our childlessness, why do you have to pretend, Aisha? All I need from you is an apology, and you will have my attention back. Apology for what exactly? Aisha asked, angry at Adam. Why would you even make up such things on your head when you knew me before we got married? You may not be my first boyfriend, but we were the second and the only one to be intimate with me, and you know this. So why the wrong accusation? Aisha said, unhappy that her husband could use her past against her. At this point, Adamu became angry and he hit Aisha on the face. He warned her severely to never disrespect him that way by calling him a liar again, or he would divorce her. Aisha could not believe her eyes and she cried for days. A few weeks later, Adamu married his mistress and they welcomed a baby boy shortly after. After the baby's arrival, Adamu abandoned Aisha totally and he paid attention to his new wife and their kids. Months later, Adamu woke up one day to find out his manhood was gone. At first, he did not believe it as he thought he was dreaming. But as the days went by, he realized that his manhood was no longer there. He could not tell any of his wives his plight, so he pretended to be sick whenever they want him for intimacy. However, as time went by, he could not hide it any longer. His new wife left with a new baby after 8 months. She told Adamu that she can't be with a man who does not find her attractive enough to be intimate with her, and she doesn't want to commit adultery. So she got married to another man and moved on with her life. However, Adamu fought to have custody of his two kids, but she told him that the children does not belong to him. The children belong to her husband. She was only with Adamu to get enough money from him and set up the father of her children. Adamu could not believe his eyes because he bought Amina a duplex as a gift for giving him a second son. So he went for a DNA test to find out if he was truly not the father of the children, and he was shocked at the results as the children does not belong to him. Adamu was heartbroken for this. Aisha would often pacify him and advise him to stop brooding and look for the way forward. One day, Adamu told Aisha about his missing manhood and she was shocked. She asked him how long he has been experiencing such and he opened up that it began after he welcomed his son. I thought you stopped coming to me because of your new wife. I did not know you've been dealing with something like this for long. How could you have kept me in the dark? Aisha asked, shocked at the discovery. Well, I did not know how to come to you and tell you such a thing because it's embarrassing. I couldn't tell Amina either because she may begin to disrespect me. Adamu replied, bowing his head in shame. Ha, my husband, have you forgotten that we are married and your problem should be my problem? I want you to understand that I love you so much and I won't judge you for any reason. Aisha said mockingly. Adamu did not know how to respond. After sitting for a long time without knowing what to say, he told Aisha not to worry, that he would sort himself out. Several months passed, but Adamu did not find solution to his missing manhood problem. He sold almost all his properties and even his business in search of a solution to his problem, but none was forthcoming. One morning, Adamu woke up to find Aisha's room empty. She has moved out of the house and she left him a letter. Dear Adamu, I want to let you know that I found out about everything you did to destroy my relationship with Ali just a few years ago. But I accepted it as my cross and forgave you because I thought your intentions were genuine. But in the end, you hurt me deeply again by calling me a prostitute and bringing another woman to our home. and I stopped trusting you. I did everything to make you change, but instead, you became worse and acted cold towards me when I needed you most. Did you even know that you're the reason for our childlessness? I knew Amina's pregnancy was a sham, but I could not tell you because I knew you would never believe me. Anyways, she has gotten what she wanted from you, which is your money. Even though I worked so hard to make your business a success, you never bought me a single piece of jewelry or a piece of land as an appreciation for my efforts. But I'm not surprised. After all, I am the barren one. I have been cohabiting with you for months, but I have to move on with my life because you weren't there when I needed you. So why should I be there for you now? I am getting married to my first love, Ali, who truly loves and respects me, and I hope that you find your better half. We both have learned our lessons and will never make the same mistake of trusting an outsider ever again. Did you know that you lost your manhood because Amina's husband could not bear the thought of you sleeping with his wife? So he made sure that as soon as you impregnate her, you lost your manhood. Now, the only solution is for you to perform a ritual at a village. I wish you all the best in your search for your lovely wife and I hope that you get back your manhood. Adamu read the letters and tears streamed down his face as he did. He collapsed into a chair nearby and he began to regret all his actions towards Aisha despite how much she loved and trusted him.